Good morning, Oklahoma. Welcome to Cow-Calf Corner on Sunup. This week we're going to talk about mineral nutrition, and specifically probably mineral nutrition relative to cow herds and stocker calves. We are joined by Dr. Paul Beck. Paul, what's the importance of getting the right mineral out?
Well, there's a lot of different things that go into mineral nutrition. It's a complex. There's a whole lot of different minerals that are essential to cows, and they have and calves, and they have a lot of different roles in metabolism and in body functions and all that. So it's extremely important, but it's really variable on soil types, forage types, and then the specific animals that we're using with it, whether it's cows and calves versus stocker cattle. So there's different nutritional requirements depending on what stage of production, and there's just a lot that goes into it. So it's really not one size fits all when we're talking about minerals for cattle on pasture. When we're looking at a cow that's producing a lot of milk and then going into breeding, looking at phosphorus, zinc, and copper and cobalt, if we have a deficiency in those, we can hurt reproduction. And so, it's real hard to pick up. That's one of the first deficiency symptoms that we'll have. For stocker cattle or for growing calves, zinc and copper are important in the immune function, and calcium can really impact growth. If we have a real high phosphorus byproduct supplement type feed that we're utilizing, we'd better add some calcium to that diet, because we can really decrease growth if we're calcium deficient.
What else relative to like summer plans? The type of forage that we're grazing is going to be important as we think about that right mineral, and whether we're running growing calves versus a cow-calf operation is going to be important. What else do producers need to be looking at, Paul?
A lot of our minerals are designed to be fed at 3 or 4 ounces per head per day. Other minerals with higher mineral mixtures with higher concentrations of minerals might be designed for 2 ounce per day consumption. So we need to look at that in relation in cost of that mineral, and make sure that the cattle are consuming what we're really aiming, what the targeted consumption is for that mineral, and have it available all the time. Another thing to think of, it's really popular for us to use a trace mineralized salt. It's mostly salt, but it does have some copper and zinc and others, but it's not high enough in those trace minerals, and those trace minerals are not usually digested well enough or utilized by the cattle well enough for that to be an effective mineral supplement. So we really need to look at using a mineral mixture designed for the operation we're using for those animals. Native range on cow-calf, we're looking at a 12-12-12 type mineral, 12 salt, 12 calcium, and 12 phosphorus. That's going to be a lot more expensive than a stocker type mineral that could have a lower phosphorus requirement. When we're in eastern Oklahoma, well-managed Bermuda grass, we can feed a 12% calcium, high salt mineral that has a lower phosphorus. There's mineral mixtures out there that have 3 or 4 or 5% phosphorus, and they will be a cheaper mineral, and we can effectively use those on those introduced pastures.
Paul, thanks for joining us on Cow-Calf Corner again this week, and thanks to you all for being with us.